So I'm wearing a shirt today that says "Karma made me do it." It was funny because I was in the bathroom and there's a couple different ideas of things I wanted to talk about, and I already had the shirt on, and they were like, "Karma made me do it." I was like, "Oh, the karmic made me do it." So I started laughing. I was like, "Yeah, thanks. That was pretty cute." So what we're going to talk about today is something that I've been meaning to talk to you guys about for a while, but just wanted it to be really well thought out. And I had written all these notes, and I just didn't want to get on there and just read off those notes to you guys. So I'm just going to feel into it intuitively and just share with you guys my experiences of this. First of all, I want to start off by explaining what the heck a karmic is in the first place. Karmic is basically a way of saying that's not the one for you. She's not for you. He's not for you. It also means that it's somebody that you link up with because you're very attracted to them for whatever reason. Something draws you in. They're pretty much your Jezebel. They're your temptation. And they come in a very charming package that makes you feel like, that it's everything you're looking for. It's like the devil doesn't want to come to you. The devil isn't going to come to you looking ugly, or you would resist the devil, right? So it's like the devil comes to you in a perfect package. The body looks fantastic. They're right in your town. They're the same religion. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to. And they at first, while you guys are dating anyway, they'll do anything you want. They're very accommodating. They lure you in, and they're quite seductive about it. And so that person, and I'm trying to think back to even some of my karmics and stuff here. So if I stare off into space, I'm either tuning into my intuition, or I'm trying to bring in a situation where I can really feel into it and give you some good examples and things. But basically, this karmic person is there to teach you a lesson. I know some of you feminines who will be watching this are going to be like, I hate the karmic. They've held my masculine for way too long, and my masculine is so sweet. He just keeps falling for it over and over and over. And yeah, that's true. But realize that that karmic person is really teaching him some really valuable lessons right now. If he's still with her, or she, the masculine is the one basically who, when he finds true love, he runs from it. The feminine one runs after him for a while until she realizes that's futile, because the masculine can be pretty stubborn about it and even deny the connection completely. If you guys want to know more about the different types of true love relationships, I actually have a video entitled "The Different Types of True Love Relationships." So you guys can look at that if you don't know what I'm talking about that runner chaser dynamic. But so the masculine and the feminine could be male or female. It doesn't matter what the sex or the gender is. So anyway, the karmics really teach them some really great, valuable lessons. They are awesome at teaching them how to have boundaries, how to stand up for themselves, how to speak up. They show them how miserable they are at their jobs. They show them, what they don't want to be doing in their lives, what they do want to be doing. They're really kind of a navigational, transformational thing that needs to happen to these masculines for the masculines to ultimately figure out what they really want. So without them, you guys would have a guy who's like really confused and really, you guys have been with karmics before. You guys know what that's like. You guys went through it too. Even though you may be a feminine in this relationship with the masculine you're with now, there have been times when you've been the masculine, you've been the runner, you've had the karmic partners. So basically, how to tell if you're, I'm going to talk to the masculines first, because they're the ones that are usually in the karmic relationships, at least at this point in time, because feminines are more evolved. Your feminine is supposed to be more evolved than you, because they have to go through it all somebody's got to go first, right? So the feminines they've already probably been years ago already been through everything that you're going through right now or have just gone through. So they understand and they get it. They will have compassion for you about it. They really can be there for you and support you and all of that. So, but most of the feminines right now are, if they haven't come together with their masculine, they've been celibate. So that's a little clue too. If you meet a woman who hasn't had sex for a long time, that's probably a divine feminine who has a twin flame or a masculine that they haven't, met up with yet. So the karmics, they've had lots of sex. Divine masculines have too. Because divine masculines have been trying to figure this whole thing out, and they've been running away from their feminine for a while. So, and by running away from their feminine, it really is running away from their feminine side. Ultimately, it's running away from learning life's lessons. Trying to take the easy way out is never going to be, it's actually going to be more difficult. Just to give you guys a clue, the shortcut is to go after what you truly feel you don't deserve, to realize you do deserve it and go get it. That's the shortcut. So the karmics, though, it's not like there are karmic people and there are divine feminine people. It's like your feminine is going to behave a certain way and your karmic is going to behave a certain way. Okay? Everybody's been a karmic, like I said, and a lot of people are evolving into or have evolved into the divine feminine. But it doesn't mean that the divine feminine is going to act the same way in every situation. But when they link up with their true love or a true love, then they behave from that divine feminine perspective. But if they were to go back to somebody who's wrong for them or be the karmic, then they would behave that way. So anyway, okay, here's some karmic behaviors. When you're with somebody who is a karmic, the types of things you'll see are they will try to control you a lot. They will persuade you to do things that are in their best interest, not yours. They will be more interested in you making money or doing something that will please their family or please them than to follow your own dreams and do what you want to do for yourself. They are not about personal growth. They are about getting what they want. They can be very manipulative, incredibly manipulative. They will guilt trip you. And I'm not saying the divine feminines won't do all of these things to some degree, but the divine feminines are just much more mature and they're more about growth and they're more team oriented. They will work with you. They will have conversations rather than yelling at you. They don't have such a need to want to be right and to want to have their way. It's kind of like, you can look at the karmics as kind of like spoiled brats. Whereas the divine feminines have like matured past all that. Even if they were that way in the past, they are much more grown up about things now. I mean, shoot, if you can be celibate for years, you got to be pretty damn grown up. You know what I mean? If you're still giving into having sex with anybody who comes across you think is attractive, then, that kind of says something too, right? So, and that's not a judgment. It's just saying that, it takes discipline and it takes knowing your worth. It takes, valuing sex for it being a sacred thing. And it takes a totally different mindset and perspective to be able to withhold from sex for that long. And for the right reasons, and because you want to be in love with someone when you have sex with them next. So, other signs of a karmic, they will try to trick you into getting pregnant because they want to use you for your money. They basically, with a karmic, you have to really think about, if your friends are telling you that the person that you're with is fake, that's probably a karmic, and they probably are being fake, and you're probably not seeing it because you're trying to convince yourself that that person is perfect for you and they're just not. And you know it. A lot of the masculines that I talk to, by the way, they know it. They know they're settling for the wrong person. But it's something that people pleases their family for now, makes everybody happy. Their family stops asking questions. it kind of appeases the situation temporarily. It's like a Band-Aid. And sometimes they actually go to marry these people and they know that it's the wrong person. And I'm telling you, I'm hearing stories about these masculines actually telling their feminines, I want to have, you know, I want to be the father of your children and I love you and I want to be with you more than anything in the world, while they're proposing to their karmic partner. Talk about a messed up situation. And this is common. This is, you know, I get reports like this all the time. So these masculines, some of them are living double lives. They're totally in love with somebody else they feel like they don't deserve, and they're marrying the wrong person. And that's really messed up, you guys. That's really messed up. So, you know your ultimate truth. You know that you're with somebody beneath you. You know that you're with somebody, if you're having to teach or train or work on them really hard, or if it's like a square peg to a round hole kind of situation, it will happen, it will work. You may get it to work right now, but ultimately neither of you are going to be happy. And the minute you can realize that this is a karmic situation, you've gotten your lesson out of it, everything you needed to get out of it, there you go, let's wash our hands. Now I know that I want my feminine, even though that's going to be harder in the sense that I'll have to like grow, I'll have to mature, I'll have to like do, like look at myself, which is not all that scary once you get used to it. But it's like, once you take the right stance, once you seek out justice, once you truly want to be with the right person for you, then it's like the universe conspires to make everything work out for you beautifully. It's like there's all these magic and miracles and incredible things that happen for you guys, that things just like start happening like crazy. You may have obstacles and things to face, but you will feel that the universe is on your side ultimately. And you'll feel good about yourself having made the right decision. You'll feel very strong about the partnership and the person that you're with, and you probably won't want to cheat on them because you will just honor that relationship like you can't believe. To get out of a karmic situation once you've decided to leave, you just have to have very strong boundaries and to not fall for any of their crap anymore. Watch movies, watch those romantic comedies where they just like, they won't take it anymore. They're like, even on The Bachelorette, oh my gosh, it took her forever to finally see, and I don't even watch TV, right? I haven't watched TV in so many years, and I moved in with this roommate, and we just started watching The Bachelorette, so I got into it. Just happened that way, but it was so perfect because it's been like just what, I mean, it's just been like so synchronistic. But like she was so, she didn't even see that this one guy was like totally deceiving her all along, and just was a total control freak and narcissist and all this stuff. And she didn't see it, just loved him because he came right out of the chute and said, I love you, like the first week, right? Which is can be another like, ooh, another sign of that's a karmic. But not always. I mean, if you guys have known each other a long time, you've taken a couple of years to just really kind of mull it all over and you know you love them, that's different. Anyway, this guy, total stranger, says he loves her in like a week. And I had a karmic that told me he loved me in like 2 weeks, I think it was, 9 days or something like that. But it was pretty fast too, I should have known. Anyway, so finally, she was at wit's end. That last show that we just watched recently, she was just like, you know, you're not going to trick me anymore. He's like, I deserve to speak one more time on this. And she goes, no, you do not. I do not owe you anything. I don't. It's like some of these karmics will try to get money out of you. They'll say, you should pay my credit card. You should pay my car off. What will I do without you? I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm not going to be able to live. I'm going to commit suicide. Oh my gosh. And this is like, you have to be strong as steel. Be like, I am not responsible for you. You are an adult. You can take care of yourself. Get a job. Get your own place. If my feminine can do it, you can do it. You know? Your feminine had to go do it while you guys were in separation. She had to go figure out her life and get strong and badass without you. Why shouldn't your karmic have to go get a life and grow up? You know what I mean? And your karmic can go meet somebody incredible for them only when they leave you, they leave that situation, they go grow up and they become divine feminines, can they meet their true love counterpart. And it's not you. So get out of there in a strong way. Be strong. If it takes you getting completely fed up, fine, but you got the risk of losing your feminine over here. Your divine feminine's like soaring to great heights and doing great, but she's very sad and misses you. If you guys are in separation, you've got a karmic partner, you're killing your divine feminine. It's just killing her. So just, do the right thing. Listen to your intuition, listen to your instincts, and really feel out whether this person's outright lying to you and manipulating you to keep you going. And do not get them pregnant. You know what I mean? Because they will trick you. If you start talking about leaving, they'll create chaos or drama or tell your mother or, whatever they think is going to get to you, they'll do it. They do that because they also feel tenacious about what it is that they want. If they figured out you have money or status or something that will somehow give them more security in their life, they will marry you and be with you, even though they don't even really like you. They just want the money and they just want whatever that stuff is. So don't get yourself in that situation. If you're with a karmic and you're divorcing that person, do not give them everything. Think about this life you want to start with the divine feminine. You guys will need some money to go get a house. You guys will need stuff. Don't be so weak or guilty or full of shame that you give everything to your karmic. Some of these masculines way overgive. It's really bad, really bad. Have some self-esteem and some value in yourself and your divine feminine and your future with your divine feminine. Don't let that karmic play you like that. Feminines, a lot of you feminines are with soulmates. Most of you are not with karmics. You'll know if you're with a karmic because they're just abusive. A lot of feminines karmics are abusive. They're emotionally abusive. Well, actually, the masculines karmics too. Emotionally abusive, maybe even physically abusive. You guys, there's support and help for that. But if you're with most feminines that I know are not in karmic situations, but if you are, you know that you need to leave. And this is your personal message to leave that situation if you're in it. It's not as common as the feminines that are with soulmates though. Most of them are with soulmates. That can be a difficult situation to leave because the soulmates are total sweethearts and you get along really great with them and everything is wonderful. But after 20 or 30 years or something, sometimes you guys are just it's gotten kind of boring and he doesn't want to learn and grow and he just kind of sits on the couch and it's comfortable and the kids are happy. But, but I've met a twin flame or a soul flame or something, usually a twin flame that lights my heart up and makes me feel passion. And some of them are having affairs with this twin flame and it can be an aggravating situation. So in that situation, you will know when it's time to leave. You will feel, both of you will feel antsy. And like I said, I just said this, I think in another video, so I'll repeat it. One feminine that I know, she had even seen her husband meet his own twin flame and she could tell because he was transformed. He just lit up like a little kid and he was so happy. And when she started to talk about divorce with him, she said, well, what about that girl that you met a couple of years ago? I could tell something happened to you when you met her. Why don't you go meet her and I'll go with my twin? So they actually had a conversation about this. And I thought that's so true and so selfless to consider the other person and their happiness like that. But also it's if your soulmate's just going to sit around sulking after you leave, then, a lot of them just did it for comfort anyway. It's not like a lot of these people that I've tapped into, these soulmates, they're they love you, but they're not in love with you. There's not this passion where I have to be with her. It's more this is so comfy. It's they're like they've married their mom almost, and you've become their mom. And so, yeah, when you leave, they'll have to do their own laundry and make their own dinners. But so what, then they'll find somebody that they're madly in love with and that they can have that passion. Everybody deserves to have that kind of excitement and passion in their lives, So depending on your situation and what your intuition tells you, if your kids are over the age of 5, which is where I believe a lot of, up till 5, they really need a lot of touch and love. After that, they can learn to self-soothe. And trust me, your kids are watching your situation and they're knowing that you're not happy, and they're learning to mimic that. They're learning to go get themselves in another situation where they're with their soulmate or their karmic or whatever, and they'll learn to settle too. No more settling, you guys. None of us should be settling. So, a lot of feminines, a lot of feminines have like a bunch of offers right now, and they're going out with some guys, and they're either the twin flames or they're soul flames coming at them, but they've got some karmics in the mix too. So when you're going out on dates with these karmic partners, one of the things you'll see is them trying to shape and mold you into what they want you to be. They'll try to get you to change. They'll also, and you want somebody who accepts you for who you are, just as you are. And another thing that they do is it's that fake thing. You can tell that they're being fake. And I just got the feeling of like them kind of looking around trying to impress people with having you with them. So it's like for the karmics, it's more about boosting their ego and their own security. So one thing that you can really look for if you want to find that right person, a real true love relationship, is see how vulnerable they'll be with you. I mean, even in The Bachelorette, I keep bringing that up, but even in The Bachelorette, it's like she had to ultimately go there. She had to be like, okay, who's really opening up to me? Who's telling me the tough stuff that's gone on in their lives? Who is like exposing and being totally vulnerable with me? That's the one that's drawn to you in a more natural way. It's because there's some kind of fated event bringing the two of you together to be more intimate and real with each other. So I would go there. I would go with the person that you feel you can be completely comfortable with and be yourself with and laugh like a little kid and just have fun with, without too much of a worry about what they'll think of you. So you guys deserve to have love, real love. And there's no need to be with anybody who isn't treating you right. Even your twin flame, if your twin flame isn't treating you right and he's still like in a really immature stage, and he's doing all this stuff that a karmic would do, which, okay, so here's how to tell the difference between those, okay? A karmic, they're just going to kind of act like an asshole right off the bat. They may hide it, but you can see underneath it. You can feel it. You can sense it. Your intuition will tell you. And that could be like a false twin flame. So there could be signs and synchronicities about the false twin flame, but ultimately they're narcissistic and psychopathic and sociopathic. So you'll look for a lack of empathy. If you want to find those guys, look for them trying to change you, trying to control you, and look for a lack of empathy. If you start crying and they act like that's no big deal, that's a really bad sign. If you're really upset and going through a difficult time, I'm not talking about the separation phase, because masculines can really be in denial through that separation phase. I'm talking about like when you're actively talking to each other in union and whatnot, and they act like they don't care. And you can tell that they just don't have a conscience at all. They don't have any ability to empathize. That's probably, a false twin flame or a karmic or something like that. But the immature twin flame masculine, he will deny things. He will lie to you. He will push you away. He will hurt you, but he's got a conscience and he feels really bad about it. And it kills him, actually. It really kills him. Through that separation period, he's really having to go through a lot, you guys. Like, they have to go through a dark night of the soul. They have to realize their real faith and what they really believe in. It's a huge transition to go through. And you guys know, I don't care how nice you are, you're going to lash out at times like that. you're going to say lies. You're going to say hurtful things to somebody to push them away, to get them away because you don't feel you deserve them. And you guys know the difference. I know you do because I've talked to you both sides of it. You ultimately also know with a twin flame divine masculine who is immature that you have seen his heart. You have seen the sweet, naive, innocent, kind-hearted little boy in there that you fell in love with. So that's another indicator that he's actually just an immature twin flame. But either way, if he's acting immature, pushing you away, lying, staying away from you, ghosting you, any of that stuff, express your love to them. Just show them that the masculines, show them that you love them. Maybe just drop them a note every once in a while, letting them know that you're thinking of them somehow. If you feel intuitively drawn to do that, like maybe they need the encouragement, maybe they're going through a rough patch or something, I don't know, but don't link up with them before they're ready. Do not try to force the situation. Have some respect for the process. Go out with another guy who's ready. Go out with another guy who, even could be a soulmate, an incredible soulmate, and or a soul flame or something like that. But keep your options open and don't sit there waiting for a guy who's being completely immature, because they have free will. If they don't want to grow up, if they don't want to be the kind of man that you deserve, and that if he wants to act like a victim and act like he doesn't deserve you, and you should probably just go find somebody else because he will eventually anyway, fine. If you don't think you deserve me, then I guess you don't. But some other guy will, and you're going to be pretty sad that you let that go. You know what I mean? So just keep your vibration high. Practice your intuition. Use your intuition. It'll be a vital skill in trying to sort through who you want to be with. And go for kindness. Go for openness. Go for vulnerability. And if any of you are with karmics or dealing with karmics, get rid of them, because you cannot start a new life if you're dragging somebody else along. And if you're afraid, some masculines are afraid that their karmics are going to attack their divine feminine because they found out about them or they know about them, don't worry about that. Just go partner up with your feminine, and the two of you can be a force to contend with. You guys can fight her off, and you guys can team up together and tell her to back off. And you might have to file a harassment suit or something. I don't know. You guys can call the police. But don't sit there and let the karmic kind of jerk you around and keep you hanging for a long time just because you want to people please them and get out of the situation unscathed. Don't worry about bombs being dropped, just make it happen. Just make it happen and get her out of your life, just like any toxic person. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. This isn't everything that I had in my notes. The stuff I had in my notes, I'll probably be putting in my book, but just hopefully this helped somebody or everyone. And let me know if you have any more questions underneath, and maybe I'll make another video to clarify on a certain part of it. But good luck, you guys. Go for true love. Don't settle for anything less. Go for that person who's going to treat you right. And you guys do deserve love. All right. Have a great day.